industry, as versatile as it is, has produced some of the most beautiful talent that we've seen not only in Nollywood, but globally within the film industry. That's the Imo girl in me that just came out. Of course, Imo Evo is an actor, a volunteer educator, a Lagos shaper with the global shaper community of the World Economic Forum. Now, she has featured in films like King of Boys 1, Razgai. I recently saw Razgai, actually. Yeah. Well, just to get you into this conversation, because I'm going to keep dipping in and out of my guests, because she looks so good. Joining me on a Rise 360 right now is Imo Evo. Wow.
Thanks for having me.
Let me talk about this hair, Imo. Let's talk about... You see, I had natural hair. I did.
I remember.
Obviously, my hair is relaxed now. Anyone who's can see, I mean, I have a sleek down ponytail. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I was going through a lot. I was waking up in the morning with headaches. In fact, I felt sick. I had malaria, and I was in bed, and I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go relax this hair. That was what triggered my decision.
Aw, my hair is actually my therapy.
How so?
You know how people cook to ease themselves of stress, and people drive to ease themselves of stress? Detangling my hair is one of those things.
No way.
I enjoy it.
No. I think that's the difference. And I feel, I love the fact that you said you enjoy it, because I was one of those people that, you know how it was, it has even calmed down now. There was a point in time on social media that everybody was just talking about hair. In fact, if you did not have natural hair, it was like you betrayed the gods. It's like you betrayed your roots. You are not a real Nigerian woman. You know, so I was one of those people that felt like, you know, yeah, like totally you should keep your hair natural. But honey, it just, I didn't enjoy it. I liked the look, but I was going through a lot. I wasn't happy. I was literally sad.
I enjoy it. I still enjoy it.
I love
it. And I had a problem with having chemical in my in my hair, on my scalp, because I would dance. Once you just place the relaxer, I would dance for 10 years, and it will not. I would not relax my body until like 5 days after. So I'm like, okay, there's no need. I'm just going to cut this off. So my sister used to make my hair for me before.
Yeah.
Once I left her alone, I just said, okay, I'll cut my hair and start all over and not use any form of chemical. For my hair...
I love it. Well, I mean, if you're a natural hair enthusiast and you're watching the show, well, you have hope. I mean, look at this right here. You definitely have hope if it's something you want to do. Ooh! Okay, let's talk about Nollywood now. Congratulations. You've been doing so much. The Wildflower, I would say, is your most recent work, isn't it?
Yes.
Amazing.
Most recent.
Most recent, right? So tell me about, you know, because I would say you're someone who has walked the walk. You know, you've been in this industry, how would I say, from humble beginnings to getting more prominent roles. I know in King of Boys, it's so weird because a lot of people might not know this, but at the beginning of King of Boys, where Eniola Salami is young and there's a woman on the sick bed, basically a young... Who was it?
Bumi.
Bumi, that was her name.
Kemi's mom.
That was a major character. Kemi's mom, that was a really major role. Tell me about, you know, your journey to getting up until this point.
Okay, so I always wanted to act, and I mean, I have family members who, and when I say family members, like blood family members, and those I grew up with. I grew up with like Funke Akindele, Genevieve.
Oh wow!
So those are people I used to see when I was growing up.
Okay.
And then Funsha Deolu.
Okay.
I call him Uncle Funsha, but it's weird. But anyway, for TV, Funsha Deolu.
Yeah.
I grew up with these people, and I always wanted to act. I used to go to Winnie's sometimes with my sister, but my sister stopped acting, and then she got married to an actor. I went to school. I finished. I graduated from university. I came back. I'm like, I still want to act, but there was no support per se. I got a role for a series some time ago, but it never happened. You know how all these things don't work out fully. Then I went back to Abuja to stay. I came back again, and then I was on Return of Jennifer Part 2, where I sang. I just had like people call it cameo, but that's not cameo. Cameo is for superstars. So I had like a waka pass where I sang.
Wait, I don't understand. What's the difference in a cameo? Is a cameo not a waka pass?
So a cameo is not. I won't call it. It's if I act as Imo Evo for 2 seconds on a movie, that's a cameo because I'm big like that. But who knew me that time? Even now, I don't even think I've not grown to the point of cameo yet per se.
Yeah.
But I mean, I had like a waka pass on that. Then I did High School Musical when they came. So we had a show in Lagos and had another one in Abuja.
Okay.
After that, I disappeared again to Abuja. And then in 2014, I came back to attend Royal Art Academy. But then I realized that my dad had cancer. So I was always going to the hospital. Then later on, my mom, like 3 years after, so both of them passed in 2018 eventually.
So that must have been
so that was
hard.
when, yes, so that was when my career started. So that was when I did King of Boys 1.
Okay.
Yes, so I was in Ghana earlier in 2018, and then Isioma called me. She's called Miss Jazzified.
Yeah.
She called me and said, "Oh, we have this role for you on King of Boys. It's a good one. It's a good role. You're not going to appear a lot, but it's a good role." I'm like, "No wahala. When I come back to Lagos, I'm going to do this." And at this point, they found out that my mom was not feeling well, so I was going to the hospital. I came back, visited the hospital, saw my mom, and then saw people looking like that character I played in King of Boys. So it was something I could identify with when I was on the bed, dying to let Kemi move on to carry her big role, you know.
Yeah.
And then you're like, so it was good for me to see that before that happened. Then eventually they passed, and I've been working since then.
You have. You've really been working hard. I mean, I recently, I have a problem. I have this thing I do where when I see a movie, I like to feel it before I watch it. And The Raz Guy for me was one of those movies that I was like, I'm just not feeling it. I didn't even, can I be honest with you? I didn't even know you were in it, honestly speaking. So I watched this movie and I'm like, oh my God, I know her. You know, and you did so well in it. What would you say are some of the difficulties of starting out? Because you see, every other day there's so many young ladies out there. I live in Abuja. I've had people even like, you know, ask me, Kachi, is acting something you want to do? But I'm like, I don't know if this is a space I'd really want to delve into because it can be really, really, really messy, Imo. So what are some of the difficulties as a young actress that you've had to endure? And how have you been able to do that? Because, I mean, you're doing your thing.
Patience. Patience is a word, and stay happy.
Patience and stay happy. How so?
So so when you're here, if you don't have patience, you'll be like, why have I not blown? This person is doing well. This person just came into the industry and then she's having like 10 million likes. I'm still having like 2 and people are not even looking at my side, blah, blah, blah. But you have to be patient as long as you're doing the work. And I've been honing my skills since I started. So I've been going for like short courses and all of that. And not just for acting, because you have to diversify. If not, hunger will catch you in this industry. And we don't get well paid yet. We're still, the remuneration is still like very little, so it's not. So what you expect, the kind of life you expect to see us live, is not what we're paid for. So
you know, funny thing
we
is,
have to
even
gradually.
Say it's because sometimes actors are just, you know, very like spendthrift. They just use the money. They don't manage the funds well.
No, actors are not spendthrifts. Okay, see, if you're paid, I don't want to go into details, but I mean, the naira to the dollar is how much. I know this thing. Purchasing power. When we purchase things, it's affected by the dollar. The diesel is expensive. It affects the price of food. So you don't want us to eat. You don't want us to move around. You don't want us to do anything at all in our lives. So when we earn that little stipend, you don't want us to do anything with whatever it is that we earn. No, actors are not spendthrifts. And then if they're looking at premieres and all of these things and judging us by that and saying that, oh, we go out a lot and that's why we spend, then they're wrong. Actors don't do that. You need to, once you wake up in your house as a Nigerian, you spend money.
Of course.
Once you open your eyes, you need to eat. You need to pay for NEPA bill. You need to pay for people who pay for water. You need to pay for water. You need to pay for a lot of things. So you can't say that actors are spendthrifts. I think that we're a set of disciplined people, actually.
That's really interesting to know. But as amazing as the industry has become, because definitely we've worked so hard, we're not where we used to be with the introduction. I mean, first it was Netflix, then it was Amazon Prime, and I'm sure so many others are going to come in and they're going to also try to like just lay a foothold in the industry. But we still have our issues. We still have problems that we need to solve. Let's talk about some of those problems now. For instance, the recent Nigerian official selection committee for the Oscars. See, I was at the Enukolakwo premiere and I asked Mr. Tunde Kelani about it. And even before I finished asking him the question, he just goes, I beg. See, leave me. Literally, that was how he just said it. It was like, but on a more serious note that, you know, the world would notice when they're ready to notice. But why do I have the strange feeling that at this point in time, is it really about the world not noticing, or is it us that are just not noticing what we should notice? What did you think when, you know, it was officially announced that of the 3 films that were submitted, which was the B. Bandele film, The King's Horseman, that's what you called it.
That's King's Horseman, Election Oba.
That's
one
yes,
by of blessed memory, B. Bandele.
B. Bandele, exactly. And Anikulapo by Konle Afolayan. And
King of Thieves by me, Akimalayo.
Exactly. What did you... These 3 films, Anikulapo is... Everyone is talking about it. Oh, is it Saro? Is it Arolake? Everybody's debating.
Yes.
Who's bad. I mean, but what do you think when you got to find out, as, you know, someone who is a lover, not just of film, but of theatre as well, this is something, a place that you have, you know, established your heart in, that another year has gone by, Oscars 2023, Nigeria is just not going to be one of those people.
So at first, I didn't understand what was going on, so I'd not read about it. So I eventually read about it from somebody's thread, and then I tried to do some more research, because I'd done some research about student films, and I'm like, if I don't go to this JOS, it's like my film will not be accepted. It cannot go beyond a particular level.
You have a proper...
Because that's where, yes, because they have like a list of schools for the Oscar, the Academy student films.
Yes.
So I'm like, is it the same thing for indigenous films, language films, international? Is it the same thing? So I've not done my full research, but, you know, as human beings, as Nigerians, as Africans, and people who are very in tune with our hearts and our chests, there are different schools of thought about this. It's, or maybe there's some kind of beef, maybe they just didn't make it. Because I was talking to somebody today, and she says, oh, no, they just didn't make it. I said, why? Why didn't they even give them a fighting chance to get to that point? Then let the people at the top there, at the academy level, say, okay, this doesn't make sense. Or did they just not vote for these movies to go ahead because they wouldn't want Nigeria to be disgraced? And what are the things in these movies that would make Nigeria be disgraced if these films are given a fighting chance to at least get to that level? Because I've seen Istunzi. Istunzi is the South African series from Zanzi Magic that is now on Showmax that got Bedu to the point of the Emmys, and she got noticed twice. And now she's on King Woman, she's on the Underground Railroad. So these are the things that will make us...
Working with the likes of Viola Davis.
Do you understand? So these are the things that will make us get noticed as Nigerian actors. Why not give us a fighting chance? What is inside the Stonzy that is not in some of these
other
Nollywood films and Nollywood actors? Do you understand? So just give people a fighting chance.
Okay.
Take it there. I mean, is it nepotism? Yeah, if we use nepotism for some things, like, well, I won't say we should use nepotism for this one, but I mean, there's some qualities that these movies have that would help us move forward. But I would like to hear, and I would like to read about the reasons for not giving them a fighting chance at all.
To be honest, I think when it really piqued my interest was when Konle Afolayan actually tweeted about it. And he said, oh, even though, you know, Anikulapo didn't go through it's Netflix.
Chest issues.
Because, I mean, the movie is top 10 globally on Netflix. Like, globally, around the world, Anikulapo is amongst the 10 most watched movies in the world. Now, that is a big deal. So, I mean, you could tell that this is something that, okay, everyone has questions about it. Even the most enlightened and people who would understand, they have questions. So I think at this point in time, the onus just lies on the NOSC to really come on and tell Nigerians, okay, guys, listen, this is actually what goes into selecting these films. You have to do this, you have to do this, and this is why you didn't make the cut. This is why Lionheart almost made the cut, but didn't make the cut.
This is why Milkmaid went
this is why Milkmaid went as far as it did. I think at this point in time, it's essential that we begin to have this conversation. Well, Imo, we've got to wrap this up. I mean, I'm so excited for the work you're doing. I know you're now, like, you know, trying to, you know, branch out into doing your own thing, your own level of production.
Yes, please.
So when are we looking forward to, I know you're about short films right now.
So I'm going to start with a short film. I've tried and failed before, but I'm now that I've gone to Ebony Life Creative Academy to learn producing for success, I have a short film I'm going to be working on with my friend Priye Diri and Hope, who wrote the first draft of the short film. And then I'll go on to do my other stories. But I'm an actor who produces it. Well, I'm an actor, the producer, but, you know, I don't want to
mix it up.
I don't want to mix it up. So I'm an actor. So I'm hire me to act, but I produce as well. Like, I can do that as well. If I don't fit any role in your movie, I can be on the production team.
On the production team.
Free. And then there's stage as well, because there's something I have in November. It's called Baby Showers. So we have it at Terra Culture Gardens, and it's very...
What's it like? When I hear baby showers, I'm thinking pregnant women and, you know, lots of yelling and fighting, face my face you drama.
Well, something around that. So it would be good for people to just come out and see. But when it is time, I would make noise about it.
100%. Imoh, it's been so great having this conversation. Thank you.
Thank
and,
you,
you know, thank you for bringing the hair. That was a
beautiful
one to see. All right.